Good afternoon, I'm Katie Williamson and welcome to UCA News at 1 o'clock. Today's headlines. Tony Blair faces tough questioning at Iraq inquiry, Shadow Chancellor Alan Johnson quits and his protection officer faces an investigation. BJTC experts visit UCA, and in today's sports, plans for the Olympic Stadium come under fire and England's batsmen collapse down under. But first this hour, Andy Coulson has resigned as the Communications Director at Number 10. Mr Coulson is a former editor of the News of the World, and the paper has been at the centre of an inquiry into celebrity phone tapping. We'll have reaction to this breaking news later. Former Prime Minister Tony Blair is back in the hot seat today. He has been recalled to the Iraq inquiry because of so-called gaps in his original evidence. He faces tough questioning about the legality of the war in Iraq, which started in 2003. Mr Blair is being pressed on how Cabinet's decision about Iraq were taken and has already faced over 100 questions. It is thought that questioning may take up to 4 hours. The MP Alan Johnson has resigned as Shadow Chancellor after 3.5 months in the position. This comes as allegations about Mr Johnson's private life came under the spotlight. A policeman who had been assigned to protect the MP and his wife when he was Home Secretary is also being investigated by Scotland Yard's Standards Directorate. Johnson has been replaced in Labour's shadow cabinet by Ed Balls. Labour Party leader Ed Miliband expressed his regret at Alan Johnson having to stand down from his position.
Alan Johnson was the right man for the job. He's had to stand down for personal reasons, nothing to do with the job, and I do want to thank him for the work he's done.
Now, today is a big day at Farnham's Creative Arts University as they welcome visitors from the Broadcast Journalism Training Council. Students are running a multimedia news day which incorporates television and radio broadcasts, in addition to live updates on the web.
We're doing the online stuff, so basically we're waiting for the stuff, video and audio to come in from the TV and radio people.
In radio, we're working on our news bulletins, doing 3-minute bulletins every half an hour, local audio, some audio of Sky News, trying to get as much Surrey kind of stories as we can.
We're using Twitter, Facebook and WordPress today, and we're doing a live blog.
What we're doing at the moment is lots of multimedia activity. So we have students who are working on the web, we've got students working in radio and in TV, but there's a lot of sharing of material, so we're reformatting and we're repackaging material for the different platforms.
Now over to Shahan with the sport.
Thanks, Katie. The Chief Executive of Newham Borough Council has condemned Tottenham Hotspur's proposal to demolish the Olympic Stadium as outrageous. The East London Borough of Newham is partnering the rival bid being put forward by West Ham United, and Kim Bromley-Derry has criticised the financial and environmental implications of the Spurs bid. West Ham plan to keep the athletics track and allow a stadium to function as a multi-purpose sports facility, while an athletics track does not feature in Spurs' plans. A decision on the future of the stadium is expected to be made next week. In cricket, England have lost to Australia in the second one-day international by 46 runs after collapsing to 184 all out. Earlier in the day, Surrey's Chris Tremlett took 3 wickets as Australia were dismissed for 230 in Hobart. However, in reply, no England player could muster a half-century as the Australian bowlers ripped through their batting lineup. Australia now have a 2-0 lead in the 7-game series, with the next match taking place in Sydney on Sunday. That's all your sports news. Now back to Katie.
Thanks, Shahan. That's all for now. We'll be back in an hour with more. Goodbye.